Well, thank you for joining us today on Poly Vegan Kitchen. Today we will be making carob treats, so stay tuned. This is the carob tree, and it produces fruits that look like little pea pods. And the seed or the pulp that the tree produces, when the little pea pods turn brown, people take it and then they grind it up and make it into powder. And some have even created carob chips, which is a great replacement for chocolate chips. Here is the nutritional information for carob. Carob has lots of fiber, antioxidants, it's low in sugar and fat, no caffeine, no gluten. It has more calcium than cacao. It doesn't trigger headaches. It's got copper, magnesium, potassium, zinc, psyllium, protein, and the list goes on. Okay, that's enough about all that nutritional stuff. So let's get to making our carob treats. Here I have a double boiler set up. It's just some water at the bottom of the pan. Pay no attention to all those burnt pieces. I made some rice and forgot it was on the stove. Here are our ingredients. I have a list in the description below, but we have carob chips, coconut oil there. I have sun butter instead of peanut butter because my son has a nut allergy, and just a few extras that I like to add on. And I'll tell you what they are later on in the video, but you'll need some extra bowls to mix this carob goodness, and then we're ready to roll. So let's put the pot on the stove to boil, and once it gets to boiling, we can put the bowl on top of the pot so we can get some heat going to the bottom of that bowl. And then we're going to put our carob chips in and melt it with that indirect heat that's coming in. We're going to make sure that we stir it too. You want to stir it constantly so that it doesn't burn, because you don't want that stuff to burn because it'll be really, really bitter. And that's gross. Nobody wants really bitter chocolate unless you like bittersweet chocolate. But anyway, we're not talking about chocolate. We're doing carob. So I'm going to stir. Make sure you use the proper equipment so you don't burn yourself. Now let's get all that stuff added in and make sure that it melts. Make sure all those little carob pieces melt before we add in the rest of our ingredients. And now it's time for the sun butter. Let's get that sun butter in and make sure you give it a really good mix. And now we welcome in that big old glob of coconut oil. If that scares you, don't worry about it. You're not going to be eating this whole thing by yourself, right? Anyway, you got to mix that in and make sure that that coconut oil melts. The coconut oil is essential to this recipe because it helps this mixture to solidify. Once you get all your extra ingredients in there, you put it in the refrigerator, and this is what helps it to solidify and turn into your little carob treats. So I divided that mixture, and into this bowl I'm going to add shredded coconut. Yummy. Into this one I'm going to add some raisins. Here's the Rice Crispy Treat one. And I was feeling a little adventurous, so I made a batch with all three. Okay, so now you want to find a flat-bottomed container that you can put your mixtures into. This one is the Rice Crispy Treat one. And I just used like a Tupperware. I put my mixture in there. I put some wax paper on the bottom so it'd be easy to take out. And then put it in the fridge. Mine only took about 15-20 minutes. And then we took it out and the kids got to taste it. And here it is. It's set. And I turned it over on my board. Gave it a few taps. And we have Carob Treat, my friends. And let me tell you, it's delicious. Peel the wax paper and cut that baby up. And here's some other ones that we made. We just took spoonfuls and put them on the wax paper and let them set. I have some very eager children that are ready to taste. Okay, here are my taste testers. I'm trying to get them in the corner of my kitchen that's clean, so they're all squished. Okay, you guys ready to taste?
Yeah!
Okay, I'll fall first. Scoot back.
This actually tastes good. I'm not lying.
What, are you surprised?
Yes.
Bubba goes for the big one, of course.
He's too busy eating.
Okay, Papa's turn.
This tastes better than a Butterfinger.
Okay, thank you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for our Carob Treat recipe. I hope you give it a try. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and follow us wherever you can follow on social media. But as always, remember there is always room for you right here at our table at Polly Vegan Kitchen.